Welcome to the best new streaming channel on Twitch. Welcome to Beer.tv.
last car approaching the grid.
Nose damage.
It's ridiculous.
Box, 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 box. Really? In.
What an idiot! Sake.
Send it.
Whoa!
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I had no brakes.
Oh my god, it just blew up on its own.
We're gonna have to retire.
Get it, Kel. Get it.
Well, I hope he has damage. A stupid move.
No!
Bicep.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about, guys. We did it once again, guys. Once again.
Champ, what a career. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally.
Get in there, Lewis. You are the man. You are the man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's BK and the Xbox Beer and Kebab, the Racing Guru, and yes, I'm back. Just when you thought it was safe to go online, I'm here, and I'm commentating, and it's going to be a cracker. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Singapore for an absolute carnage fest, I reckon. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but it's great to be back anyway, and just wait for the guys to ready up. So it's CSR Competitive Sim Racing, sister league of RF1, and they race on a Saturday night, and they follow the RF1 season calendar. So tonight it's Singapore. It is part 4, I think it is, of the race week in RF1 CSR, and of course we've still got the big one to come tomorrow night as well. But yeah, we've got an absolutely classic race tonight. It's dynamic weather, short qualifying, so it'll be 18 minutes qualifying, and then a dynamic weather race, so it might rain. Well, all I can say is I've not seen any of the streams so far, but rumour has it they're absolute classics. The GP3 race on Thursday and the GP2 race on Friday. So I think they were streamed by Poz, so if you haven't already watched them, go and check his channel out on Twitch, Positively Glad. Give him a watch. I think he's also co-streaming tonight as well from his personal perspective because he's racing. So if you want, flip between channels. I'll be broadcasting the general race, pause for some POV action. So yeah, it should be an absolute classic, and really, really looking forward to it. For those of you who haven't done Singapore before, it is one of the hardest tracks on the calendar. It's a track where you can kind of zone in on as well, and you know, if you can get into that sort of that routine, that zone, you can actually have a pretty good race. But yeah, anyways, what I'm going to do now is put some The league table's up on the screen. I do have some league tables. Bear me 1 second whilst I get the... that's to give you a quick idea of the drivers that are going to be racing tonight. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to get some league tables up so we can let you know who's doing what in the league at the moment. So, without further ado, that's which, by the way, Jock, Big Heavy Jock, has kindly sent me. So let's put those up on the screen for you because we're still about, I reckon, about 5 minutes away from starting. So that's the current league tables moving into Singapore. Syke Zane is currently our championship lead on 269 points. He's got a big gap, 106 points to Towley, who's actually joint second with Cookie Chip. They're both there at the moment on 163. Then we've got Bingley on 138, AJ on 102, Matt's on 76, Apex is on 73, Paz is on 70, and then so on and so forth all the way through. As you can see, there's a big driver list for this race, which is a much sought after slot here in competitive sim racing. And I'll give you a quick rundown of the drivers we've got so far tonight. We've got, in no particular order, we've got A-Base, Towley, Sniper, Johnny B, Muirhead, Syke Zaney, Pos, Apex, Vulcan. We've got Andrew Byrne, Julku, aka Digcart. We've got K77 Twat, sorry Matt, AJ, Austin. We got Because Bry, who I think you guys have seen in the RF when he certainly does some track trials from what I recall. Bingers, and me at the bottom of spectate mode, and we've got a new guy tonight, Captain Rufio 33. I know absolutely nothing about him, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on tonight. And as I say, it should be an absolute crack. Again, there are the league tables for you. As far as I know, I'm on my own tonight. If anyone is watching who's part of the league and wants to jump in and do some co-coms, they're more than welcome. Hang on, let's have a quick little shifty here. Basically, tonight's stream is twofold purposes. First of all, to give CSR, competitive sim racing, some good exposure, some good coverage, because they certainly deserve it. And secondly, I moved house, hence why I was not streaming last night or racing Thursday. And this is basically a streaming test. Check out the internet, see what's happening, and then trying to adjust Streamlabs and my various optimization settings that I can do to try and make the stream as solid as I can. My internet is not as fast as it was at the old place, so this is going to play this one by ear and see what happens, really, and we'll fingers crossed. Because Bri, of course, you're Ninja Bear. Yes, I saw you on Tuesday night. You've already done this track. Yes, indeed. Thanks for the follow, by the way, as well. Much appreciated. So that's the league tables, and Unique Racer Ash is in there. Yeah, the move went okay, dude. It's still in process at the moment. We've still got a bit to do. I'm just going to get back onto the Xbox screen. We've still got quite a bit to do, but yeah, we're getting there, dude. I mean, thankfully it wasn't a big move. We're just literally moving from one side of the village to the other. But we've had all the usual 100-mile-an-hour winds and torrential rain, which isn't making the move very easy. And then the grass cutters, of course, decided to cut the grass outside our house the day it poured down. So in the old house, there's like clumps of grass everywhere, and we're going to go across tomorrow, tidy it all up, fingers crossed, and get it all, get it all looking good. Keith31, yeah, and now I know who you are. I didn't recognise the gamer tag, dude. Welcome. Yeah, you followed last week. Well done. And naturally, Ninja, well, because Bryce is in the chat, Rufio is a top driver. Excellent. Looking forward to seeing you drive, mate. Put on a good show for the lads. All fun and games then, says Ash. Yeah, absolutely, mate. It was, it's tough. We're actually handing over the old house. We hand over on Monday. Obviously, it's rental, and the new house, say, we took over officially yesterday morning. The internet was supposed to come on yesterday morning, but it didn't come on till last night. And in the last couple of hours, I've been basically running some diagnostic software to do some streams that you guys won't see, but it's called Twitch Inspector, and it's a developer's app that allows you to simulate a live broadcast. It tests your bandwidth, upload, and all that kind of stuff. Because obviously, for streaming purposes, the upload is the really important thing. Not the downloads. Yeah, you need a decent download rate, but upload's critical, because upload actually dictates what resolution you can actually stream into the cloud on, and for 1080p and 780p you need at least 6 megabits, but actually the connection is not looking too bad at the moment. I'm running at about 9.3 megabit per second upload connection, which is that's okay. It will do the job. It will do the job. Anyways, Rufio says not as good as me, referring to because Bright says not as good as me, referring to Rufio. Okay, it's a challenge there, I believe. So we'll see what's how that pans out. I've just got a message from Town. I'm just going to quickly flick onto the driver standings again. Let's see what's happening. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Good to go, dude. That's it. Yeah. Fantastic, Sally. Yep. We'll get cracking. Just going to send a quick message saying let's do it, and then we'll be going live to Singapore for the big challenge. Hang on. Do we just top in? Yes, there we go. Right, okay, right. Message has been sent. So, anyways, that's the league table. As Syke quite rightly points out, it is oh so close at the top. There's just a small amount of 106 points between first and second, and with about 5 or 6 races to go. Syke, it's well, you know, you got a chance of winning this. You have got a chance. You know, 106 points in front with 5 or 6 to go. You know, just don't bottle it. Anyways, another message from Towley. Let me see what that says. Dear Beer, you are a cock. Oh, thanks for that. No, just kidding. Didn't say that really. All right then, we're just about ready to go. The guys are about ready up. Ninja says in the chat, Rufio ain't really a challenge. Oh man, that's fighting talk, dude. That's fighting talk. Keith, I hope you're watching this. There's a big battle going to be brewing tonight around Singapore. Is he going to put you on the wall? Are you going to put him on the wall? A bit of retribution, maybe. We're about to find out. Anyway, the guys are ready up now, so we shouldn't be too far. So I got a bit of pizza stuck in my tooth from earlier on. There we go. Pizza always tastes better the second time round. Keith says in the chat, we'll set this on track. Do it the old-fashioned way, behind the bike sheds. Bit of violence. That's what you want to see. Anyways, welcome to everyone watching tonight. As I say, it should be an absolute classic. Hey, jockey. Yes, indeed. Here we go. We're about to go racing. Come on, ready up, boys. Ready up. We're late. I think the reason why we're late tonight, of course, they had qualifying in the real-life American Grand Prix over in Texas. We're not going to give any spoilers. Well, apart from one, and that is Robert Kubica's wait for pole continues, I'm afraid to say. He's now, 12 years without a pole? But never mind. Keep going, mate. Swerve Cap, good evening. Welcome to the channel. I don't know I've seen you before, but thank you for watching. The guys are ready up now, so we are... I'm going to whack it onto the old... put the capture card on. Countdown clock is ticking, and we're about to go to America. And just for Ben Prime, if you're watching this later on, mate, I've got the Iron Maiden mug as well. Alrighty. I think how many laps is it tonight? I think it's 31 laps, I believe, isn't it? I think. Could be wrong on that. I think it's 31 laps around here. Schedule, it's a one-stopper, but don't believe it. Right? If there's any instance, we'll be seeing several stops. In fact, it's not so much how many sets of tyres they bring to the race, it's how many wings they bring to the race. But yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown of the drivers again very, very shortly. Short qualifying, so we're not going to see the usual Q1, Q2 to Q3. It's just one 18-minute qualifying session. Alrighty. Okie dokie. Just wait for Towley, Snipes and Poz to hit the button. And then we're good to go. As I say, I believe Poz is also streaming from his POV as well, so if you want to, if you're more than welcome to sort of flip between the channels, you can get some general broadcast mode from me, as you guys know, you've watched my streams before, but also possibly in some POV work as well. So you know, give them a shout out at some stage during the race. I'm sure you'll appreciate it. That's if he ever decides to ready up, of course. Alright then, predictions in the chat. Who is, Jock particularly, you know all these guys. Who have you got down for pole tonight? We are, of course, running equal mode, so the cars are the same alleged spec. And we're about to go racing. Alrighty, let's get spectator menu up and running, some telemetry. Okay, there we go. Right, quick one down again. We've got Vulcan, Captain Rufio, Jono, Bingers, Andy B, Apex, Because Bright, A-Base, Ralph, Townley, AJ, Sniper, Jewel Coop, Paz, Muir. Good to see you back, buddy. Chin up. Johnny B, Austin, Psych, and Matt. Should be an absolute belter. Just waiting for some cars to come out on track. Should be, again, as I say, scheduled a one-stopper, barring instance, of course. And again, I think it's 30... Is it 31 laps, is it? Thanks for that, Jock. Psych apparently has a Q-ban. Okay, so he'll be starting at the back. Thanks, buddy. For some reason, Jock, Streamlabs mod, the auto mod, the mod bot, actually did not allow that comment. I have no idea why. Anyways, I've got some cars coming out on track. Just waiting to see he pings the outlap thing first. It is Psych Zaney himself, so he's going to do his lap and then come into the pit. So we won't jump on board with him. We'll jump on board with somebody else. A-Base is coming out. He's coming out in the hards on the Alfa Romeo, the God car. So Jock's still got Psych down for the win. Yeah. What we'll do actually, we'll just stick on broadcast mode for the outlaps, and then we'll actually pick on some individual cars for the hot lap themselves. How's the audio, by the way? It all sounding good? No buffering in the stream? So this is a test stream, so any feedback you guys can give will be much appreciated. Just want to get it fine-tuned for tomorrow night. Cheers, Ash. Cheers, Jock. Much appreciated. Okay, looking good so far. I've actually got my game volume is pretty loud. I'm just going to turn my game audio down a tad. There we go. It's just for my purposes, because at the moment all I've got is cars blasting through my ear holes at the moment. And then what we'll do is we'll actually jump on board's Lou's car for his flying lap, his first flying lap. We'll give you a rundown of the circuit as well. There are a few named corners in here, but it's mainly corner numbers as opposed to corner names. Anyway, here we go. TV pod mode for Lou as he comes around the final corner, about to start his first flying lap. Nice wide line through there. It's always best to try and slingshot the car through there. No DRS activated as yet. Through T1, T2, can be a bit slippery through there, harden the brakes for the left-hander at turn 3, then they get the power down early, go full blast through here. This is the Republic Boulevard, and then the right-hand corner, run the curve, DRS will be activated as you come up the Raffles Boulevard, which is quite a long stretch. It's got a little right-hand dog leg as you can see, and then coming up to the what they call the Nickel Highway, which is quite easy to track extend there, then hard on the brakes. Down to second gear. Again, the power down for the Stanford Road. Another left-hander coming up right now. And this is called St Andrews Road because it is a street circuit. Right-hander, probably third gear. Yep, third gear. And again, on the throttle again. Ease off again. Always got a little bit deep through there as it comes over the Anderson Bridge. Very tight left-hand hairpin. Through there quite nicely. And let's see how he gets on. Again, you've got a 90-degree right-hander. Nicely through there. You can actually use that curb quite a bit there. You won't track extend. Nice bit of track here coming in sector 3. You've got a right-hander followed by an immediate left. You can, again, run the curb. A short bit of straight and then into the tunnel, which is a 90-degree hairpin. Nicely through there. As you can probably guess, plenty of 90-degree turns on this track. A little chicane there. It's a kind of semi-chicane. Then on the power down to the final corner. This will be his flying lap though, so we will we'll jump on through. It's a 39.4 exploratory lap. Let's see who else is running. Captain Rufio is in sector 2 coming over the bridge. Again, that horrible tight hairpin catches a lot of cars out. There is a car in front of him that will stay on board with Rufio. So he comes over the bridge to a heavy braking zone for a tight 90-degree hairpin again. So he runs that curb quite nicely, steady through there. Then one of my favourite bits of track, the right followed by the immediate left. It's not really a chicane, so a long chicane, I guess. Then heavy on the brakes for the tunnel, 90-degree left-hander. followed by a 90 right-hander. He's got Austin just in front of him, but I don't think it's going to impede him. Austin gets out of the way. Good etiquette from Austin. Matt sets a 36.6 by the way. Let's see what Riffier can do. This is looking pretty tidy on the soft. It's a 137.2. Just puts him in the second place. We've seen Apex go through in a 33.4. Let's find some more traffic. Andrew Burns crossing a line now with a 39.2. There's Vulcan in Sector 2. We'll jump on board with Vulcan in the Renault. AJ sets a 34.4. In fact, his teammate Towley's just picked him with a 38.3 on the hards. That's very good times on hards. Apex drops down to 6th at the moment with a 38.4. We've got Yellows in Sector 1. Binger's a 39.1. Andrew Burns, as we already mentioned, 39.2. A-Base 39.4. But A-Base will be going for another flyer now, I reckon, as Vulcan comes through the hairpin down the Espinaldi. Down full throttle down here, then heavy braking zone. Let's see how he takes this corner. Quite a conservative entrance to the corner, which does compromise the exit a little bit deep there. We've got Yellows in Sector 2. I'll find out who that is shortly. As Vulcan comes down towards the tunnel, hard on the brakes, left-hander, run that inside curb, just spin the car out a little bit and then almost slingshot it through there to maintain the optimum exit speed. It's looking pretty tidy. So that one mistake at the end of the back straight. It's a 39.8 on the hards. It's 12th place. Right, Muir is out in Sector 3. Austin, I think, was it Muir? It's Muir. Jump on board with Muir. There's Ralph just getting out of the way there. That'll be his Yellows. Of course, Muir in his RF1 league car as well. I believe he's a Haas driver in RF1, so he's quite used to the handling of this car. Again, this is also looking a pretty tidy lap on the hards. As he comes around with a 39.4, puts him to 11th. Back on board with Austin's on a 39.2. Syke is aiming, of course, we've got a Cuban. So we've got Ralph and Didcot. We'll jump on board with Ralph as he starts his fly. Ralph in the Red Bull. There's a car in front of him. I think that's probably Muir on his warm down lap actually. No, that's because Bry. I think because Bry has just come out of the pits. So we'll stay on board with Ralph, see how he gets on. Again, for any of you guys who haven't watched this before, Competitive Sim Racing is the sister league of RF1, and they run on the Saturday night. They follow the same calendar as RF1. That is the official calendar. So obviously we're at Singapore tonight. Next Saturday we'll be at Russia, and this is run by Towley and AJ, two of the more prominent Division 1 elite drivers, and a pretty good job they do as well, to be fair. As Ralph comes through the hairpin there, gets on the power down the Esplanade, full throttle up to about 180 miles an hour, then heavy on the brakes. Again, Ralph also taking quite a conservative line through there, just getting the feel for the track, no doubt. Matt's time still is the fastest time of 36.7 on the mediums. So far, no sign of rain. It's looking quite tidy from Ralph. He runs very close to that wall, trying to optimise his entrance to the final corner. This is looking pretty tidy. It's a 37.3, third fastest so far on the medium compound. Apex is on an in-lap. Syke, did you say Syke had a Cuban, Jock? Because he's currently going around in 6th place. Okay, Sniper's on an in-lap. We'll just watch Vulcan. Oh, he's gone very deep there. That's going to knock a couple of 3/10 off for a start. Yeah, not got the right lines through there. Deep into the last two corners. I think he'll probably be sticking this in the pits. Sector 2, Yellows. Let's have a little flick through the car, see if we can spot anything on track. Okay, watch, jump on the Didcot coming through the tunnel. Excuse me. All pretty tidy. Juku opting for the mediums. Looking for about a 130, 138 maybe, 137, 138. Yeah, 38.4, tidy lap. Jump on with the Crossbari. I think there's a car just getting out of the way there. Didn't quite catch the split time. It was a 104 point something or other. A lot of downshift there. You can tell just by listening to the cars who runs auto gears, who runs manual. This is looking pretty tidy actually, decent time. Looking like a mid 37s I think. 37.9 puts me to 7th place. Tidy lap indeed. Andrew Byrne is out and about at the moment on the hards. 39.2 this previous lap, I think he's been all. He is deploying his ERS this year. This is Andrew Bird again, attempting the flying lap up the Raffles Boulevard there. Heavy on the brakes to the left-hander, then drop down to second gear through this, a little bit deep. Jock in the chat there, hashtag Poz is a... It should be Poz is a wanker. So far, just the one guy, that is, in fact, no, sorry, two guys now, as Austin's come out on the soft by the looks of it. Poz is out and about at the moment. We'll jump on board with him in a minute. We'll just watch this lap from Andrew Byrne. He is 3/10 up at the moment, needs to find some time. If he can hold this together, this will put him probably around about 11th place. Let's see what he can do as he comes up to the tunnel. The big wheel in the distance there, with all the fireworks firing off it. Hey, Humps. Let's see what Andy B can do. One corner to go. Ooh, just rubbed the right front there against the wall. He has picked up some time though, so 138.9 moves up to 12th place. Let's see where Poz is actually at the moment. Right, Poz will stay on board with him. He's actually 6/10 up on this time. This is looking pretty tight. This will get him well up the grid. We can hold this together in the final sector. Now we're simulcasting now, because of course on Poz's channel he is actually looking at exactly the same view as me. As he comes into the tunnel. Will he die on both channels at the same time? That's the question. A base goes fastest with a 36.3. That's a very good lap. Yellows in all three sectors. Again, I think that's probably slow cars getting out of the way. Now Poz is coming in the pit. It's kind of a shame actually in the way, because he was on an absolute flying lap there. There's Towley coming down the Esplanade. 4/10 up, that is split time. Again, this could be pretty tidy, getting into the top 5 or 6. Let's see what we can do. Comes up towards the Anderson Bridge, real tricky left-hand hairpin. But that's a nice line, getting on the power nice and early as well. There's a car up in front of him. That was pretty tidy there. Comes down a heavy right-hander. See, aggressive there with the use of the curbs, allows him to throw the car into the corner. Good exit speed as well as he comes down towards the long chicane, for want of a better word, which is turns 16, 17 through the tunnel. That's number 18 and 19, the exit. And then turn 20 and 21, and then finally 22 and 23, which is elongated. It's basically one corner. It's classed as 2, technically. This is a good time. It's a 36.2, the fastest we've seen so far tonight. We got the two brothers there, 1 and 2 at the moment in different cars. Johnny B is coming in. Muirhead is okay. He's backed off. Captain Ruffio is currently out on track, couple tenths up at the split time at sector 2. Currently sat in 6th at the moment, but this is looking quite good to try and jump Johnny Bravo maybe here. Oh, it's just outside by a 10th, but it's still a fine lap. Gains position there. Apex is currently out and about in sector 1, coming up the Raffles Boulevard. He's actually well up in sector 1. Nice aggressive line there on the curbs. As he comes up through the Nickel Highway. All looking good. He comes up to the tricky hairpit at the Anderson Bridge. I think that's a pretty good line through there. Well, keep an eye on his split time. Should be coming up soon. His sector 2 time. I think at the end of this run. Let's have a little look. In fact, we'll jump back off him. AJ is out and about. Austin is coming in the pits. Julku is on a slower. Bingers. We haven't seen Bingers yet. Let's watch Bingers. Coming around the final corner. This is looking rapid. Yep, 30. Oh, it's been invalidated. Nightmare. That would put him in first. But Syke Zaney does go first with a 35.4. Just one quali tonight, Ash. Yeah, just one quali. An 18-minute run, mate. We'll stay on board with Bingers. He has to go again. Has he got enough fuel? I think he's in Bingers in a bit of trouble here. He's not going to get back to the pits in time to get out again. I think that's Bingers qualifying done. Here's Jono just coming through the tunnel. Again, he's also driving the same car he drives on a Sunday night, being the McLaren, of course. Bit of a wobble there coming out of that turn 21. Ooh, now was that invalidated? Has he got away with that? Yes, he has. 37.7 puts him up into 12th position. So we've got about 1 minute 30 to go. Tally's retired from session, so he's quite happy not to challenge for pole. Let's watch Apex. We were watching, in fact, him on his outlap. His outlap looked remarkably quick. But here he is in his lead lap. Bingers there just getting out of the way. We'll have a look at the split time at the end of the Esplanade. Okay, that's got that 4 seconds down. Okay, he's going to go again. He is going to go again. Yeah, he's running 0 ERS. Oh, hang on, it's raining, ladies and gentlemen. It is raining. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Now things are going to spice up. Is it going to rain for the race? That's the big question. But we do have some sprinkles in the air, ladies and gents. Oh, Dean, Alex. Dean, is that Dean from the group? If it is, welcome back, mate. If it's who I'm thinking it is. But I've got a sneaky feeling that could be all she wrote for these guys. We'll just stay on board with Apex just to see what split times now. The track's already getting greasy, as you can see there. A lot of slide there as he came through turn 5. Let's look at the split time. Yeah, it's 0.3 down. We are pretty much done, I think, ladies and gents. Yep, I think we are done. That is it. The rain has come down. It is worked in the favour of the guys who set the fast times already. Yeah, Sniper's already well down. Bingers retired from session. Yeah, qualifying's not been good to him at all. Can Ralph improve? I don't think. Going round 2 corners time, he needs to be about a 128, and he is well off that. So, you know, Ralph's not going to improve. He's just coming into the pits. And that, ladies and gentlemen, barring a miracle from Matt, is about it. Now, Matt's 2.5 seconds down already in the hards. So that is qualifying, ladies and gents. We'll give you a quick rundown. Then there'll be about a 3 to 5 minute interval. And then we'll be going racing at base. That's a solid time there, 36.3 on the mediums, and you got it in just at the right time as well before the rain came down. Well done, dude. Oh, and Matsner completed a 180, just for good measure. Alrighty. Tribal, good evening. How you doing? Are you coming in next Tuesday for your trial, buddy? Okay, let's give you a quick rundown of the final qualifying position. So, Syke takes pole with 35.4, 8/10 up from Towley in second place, Apex in third, A-Base in fourth, excuse me, excuse me again, Matt in fifth, Johnny B in sixth, Rufio, David Thompson seventh, Vulcan eighth, Sniper ninth, Muir 10th, Ralph 11th, Jono 12th, Brian 13th, Poz 14th, AJ 15th, Austin 16th, Julkoot 17th, Andy B 18th, and Bingers in 19th place. So there we have, that's qualifying done, ladies and gents. I'm going to go for a very quick break. I'm hoping nobody readies up, but if they do, I think there's still formation lap anyway, so I've got time to go for a quick smoke break. So I'll be right back. In fact, what I will do is put up the intermission screen, I think, and I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Rightio, ladies and gents, here we're just a minute or two away from the start of the race. Predictions in for the win, please. I know Jock's gone for Syke. Because Bryce says people on lap need to get off on an in lap need to get off the racing line. Okay, if you get anything like that, Bryce, just if you can clip it, just so we can have a look. Trouble says, to be honest, there's no way I'll be able to finish the race in time because okay, yeah, I think is it school or something? I remember rightly. The Tuesday track trial will finish around about. Well, it will start around about 8:45, ends around about 10:15. Okay. So just waiting for the guys to come back from their toilet breaks, their cigarette, alcohol breaks, whatever they might be doing. Could have given it that as well. You never know. Could be having one of those. Right, actually the countdown clock is ticking, so I will go back to the main screen. And we are just about to get going again in Singapore for the actual race. Looking dry at the moment. There we go. Okay. So far so good. Dries, let's start the formation lap. Let's get the, what we're doing. Get the telemetry up. Look at the tyre choices. There we go. Top 11 running on mediums. Jono is the lead hard runner. Bryce on mediums. Then we've got Pars AJ, Austin on hards, Jill Coote on mediums, and Andy Bingers and Dean on the hard compound tyres. Tribal, you'd have to speak to either Pete or Pos. I can certainly forward on the message. To be honest, though, we're pretty. It's a pretty sort of, what's the right expression, standardised start times. We pretty much do the same week in, week out. We have to sort of accommodate the many, so to speak. Johnny B's got back in. That's good. Whilst you guys on the intermission screen, it did actually show Johnny B had left the session, but he's got back in. Of course, the good news is F1 is staying on Xbox for the next 5 years. The bad news, of course, is Codemasters have got the licence. God help us. Will the invisible wall strike again around Singapore? We will find out very shortly. Rightio, we're just coming through. Where are we on the lap? We've got about a third of the lap to go, and then we're ready for the big off. Should be an absolute classic tonight. Got some great drivers in there. Some really competitive drivers as well. I think we will see plenty of overtaking, even though notoriously Singapore is a hard track to overtake. But from what I heard in the GP3 and GP2 race, there was plenty of overtaking going on. Fuck Codemaster, says Jock. Absolutely. With a big barge pole right at their collective rectums, mate. That's what I would do. Alright then. The cars are just about getting ready to line up. And we're about to go racing. Let's hope I get a decent camera angle. As you can see, we're looking directly at Sykes' helmet. I can't believe I've just said that. It's looking a bit pot marks. I think he needs to spend a bit of money on getting a decent helmet, I reckon. What do you guys think? Let's state of that with marks all over the back of it, wherever it is. Okay, we're going to jump aboard Towley's car. We've got 3 lights, we've got 4 lights, we've got the 5 lights. And it's go, go, go in Singapore! Towley's got a good start. Oh, give us a good angle, Cody's. Yeah, Towley's got a great start against Turbo, and Towley's got the lead. Apex, have a look at the inside there of Sykes Zaney. We'll scroll back through the cars. We've got a Williams there side by side. So far, so good. It looks like everyone's got through relatively safely. Matt's got in front of the Sniper to take P6. Syke, meanwhile, is drafting Towley all the way up the Raffles Boulevard. Ducks back in behind him. Towley maintains first place. Apex is in third. Base is in fourth. Riffio's 5. Bingley has left the session. Got a lag issue there. Looking, getting that down the field. We've got some cars trying to do some overtaking. Oh, what's that near ahead there? Was that Pos? That's Pos. Gets past Ralph. Gets past Bry. Great move. Oh, but he's got a bit deep. And Bry gets back through again, as does AJ. A couple of moves done there pretty early. Good evening, Bob the Builder. How you doing, fella? Let's scroll back up through towards the top cars. Don't forget, of course, Pos is giving some POV racing as well over on his channel. Don't be afraid to flip between the channels. RF1 CSR is all over Twitch tonight. Thanks for the resub, Bob, by the way. Much appreciated, dude. You are an F1 superstar legend. As we're watching there, on board with Syke in second place. He's got Apex behind him, a base in fourth place, Captain Riffio in fifth, Matt in sixth, Sniper seventh, Vulcan eighth, Jono ninth, Muirhead 10th, Ralph 11th. As they're coming round to complete lap 1. Is anyone going to rattle the curb there? Towley, of course, not surprisingly setting the fast. Here comes a base though on Apex, possibly. Nope, the time screen's wrong. Pos has made a mistake again. It's dropped back down. Pos has dropped down to. Oh, he's into the pits. He's got some wing damage. Looks like he's going to be going for a fresh wing there. Dean picks up a penalty there. We'll give Dean a bit of leeway though. First race back in a long time. Going back for the field, we've got Muirhead all over the back of Jono. No DRS, of course, that's activated next lap, ladies and gents, for those who don't know. Bingley's got back in. His AI is actually doing rather well. As we go back up through the field, having a quick look there, we've got Sniper there in Merc, running a little bit deep there. Matt looking like a bit of a corner cut there, to be fair. He's all over the back of Riccio in the No Point Racing. We'll just stay on board with this one for a bit. I want to see how Riccio gets on with a bit of pressure behind him. Matt, of course, is a very quick driver in the RF1 Sunday Division 1. That Sniper has left the session. Good old Codemasters, we're getting crappy, laggy, shitty lobbies again. Yellow's in Sector 2. Looking through the timing screen, see if I can see anything obvious. Can't see it. That could be Sniper's car, possibly. Yeah, it could be Sniper's car ghosting. As Vulcan's going to go through that car very shortly. Johnny B has left the session again. It's the second time he's lost connection. Up front, we've got Towley currently leading, half a second up. Of course, DRS about to be activated now. It's like well in the zone. In fact, he sets the fastest lap of the race at 41.2. Yeah, I saw Bob Pitt, mate. I saw Boz Pitt. I was just on him as he came into the pit lane. So far, no fatalities, which is always good to see. Jono, meanwhile, has got past Vulcan going through turn. Was that turn 1, turn 2? Bingley, 5-second penalty, speed in the pit lane. Bingley has retired from session. Oh, it's gone horribly wrong. Well, we've got the Williams of Matt going up the inside of Riccio, gets the job done with a little bit of DRS to assist him there. Gets the move done. He moves up into 5th place. He's now looking to try and chase down a base who's managed to open up a 2-second gap. Jono all over the back of Sniper's AI car, but there's an end plate missing. That's whose car was that? Was that Jono's car? Is that left front end plate gone missing? I'm not sure. There's definitely an end plate on the track. Let's jump back on board with the leaders. What happened to Bingers is he made a mistake. He actually set a 35, I think it was about a 35.6 or 35.7. It was invalidated and he didn't have time to set another lap, Bob. So we had to start all the way down in 18th. Just having a quick look through to see where the battles are. It's looking like Sniper's AI, of course, yes. So that's going to allow Muirhead to also pass him as well. Hopefully Sniper can get back in the session. Right, Sykes now getting a lot closer to Tally. We'll jump on board with that one, as you can see, coming down the start-finish straight, I believe there's Sykes with DRS. We'll just jump onto TV mode for this particular bit. Is he going to be close enough for an overtake? Probably not, but does he get a very good exit onto the Raffles Boulevard. It's like just making sure Tally's got his wing mirrors full of Toro Rosso. Sniper's got back in, that's good to see. He has lost quite a few places, sadly. Vulcan looks like he's probably lost an end plate. It was probably Vulcan's end plate we saw because he has gone to the pits. And that allows Pos to move ahead of Vulcan, of course. But AJ's all over the back of Bright. He's got Ralph and who is that in front of him? Muir just in front of him as well. So there's a four-way dance here for the lower points positions. Oh, AJ has to get on the brakes pretty early. Probably very has to stamp his feet on the brakes. He seems to be carrying far too much speed. I didn't think he was going to actually get a break in time. Just having a quick look. We've got yellows in sector 1. That I'm trying to work out who that would be actually. Look at the time on the screens, I'm not too sure. Yellows again in sector 1. Oh, it's Sniper's AI. In fact, they're in sector 3 as well. Right, jumping up through the track again. Let's go back on board with Syke. is ever so close to Towley. If he can get a good exit, get the power down early, he's looking closer than he was at the previous lap. Leaves a really good exit onto the Ruffles Boulevard, getting the DRS open. Now he is pretty close now. He's closer than he was the lap before. Can he make a run on Towley? Towley carrying some good straight line speed in that Ferrari. He's going not quite close enough again. Runs a little bit wide there, a bit later on the brakes than Towley. Towley taking a good defensive line there through 7 and 8. A base picks up a penalty there coming on the screen. Bob, it went. Well, it's still ongoing actually. We haven't fully moved in yet. Our Sniper's left the session again. Obviously got some internet connection problems. We're still sort of mid-move at the moment. But I've got my priorities right. I've got the internet on, got the Xbox on, got the PC on. You know, we'll feed the kids next week. We'll get a house over our heads, move over our heads next week, mate. Just kidding. But yeah, it's still ongoing, dude. Yeah, the main things. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, it's like any house move though, Bob. It's a very sort of stressful, very stressful time. Whether you're moving 1 mile or 500 miles, it makes no difference. But yeah, we're getting there, dude. The internet is surprisingly good. Before we moved, we were told the internet was going to be terrible, but it's actually not that bad. Andrew Byrne and Dean. I think Andrew Byrne has just passed Dean actually. AJ and because Bry's in the wall, that's going to cost him some time. He needs to make sure he joined. Oh yeah, he can't do that. Oh, well, mind you, what's he supposed to do? You know, you've got to he's sort of T-boned across the track. Really, not a lot he can really do there. That's going to drop him down quite a bit. Jilku and Alex Jilku. In fact, Dean's coming into the pits. Syke, by the way, again is very close to Towley. We've got a base and an apex as well, very, very close. We've got Matt right behind him saying, Matt, what's 2 seconds down? He has caught these guys very quickly, so we'll jump on board with this battle. M-plate there, by the way, the side of the track. I'm not too sure whose M-plate that was. You're moving next year. Best of luck, dude. If I can give you any advice on moving, don't. It's as simple as that. Just going to stay on board. This is the battle currently for 3rd place at the moment between Apex, A-Base and Matt. Looking down, a bit further down the field, Ralph is just behind you, ahead about 4 tenths down, and Jill Coote has been passed by Andrew Byrne, he's about, half a second down? Vulcan, meanwhile, is holding station just behind Pos at the moment. Vulcan on a harder compound tyre. The gap up front, 0.3 of a second, as you can see then on the timing screens. Sniper's left the session again, that's the 3rd time now. Not his fault, obviously, it's just one of those things. Good old Codemaster servers, not fit for purpose. I'm not too sure about the pit stop window. I'm going to go for the medium runners to pit around about lap 13, 14 maybe. AJ 3-second penalty. Now, I think Apex is going to be under some real pressure. Base has got a good exit out of turn 2 there. I think he's going to have a run at Apex. Apex got a little bit deep there. And Matt's all over the back of the base as well. The base has got to be careful, but he goes to the inside. Oh, he's just about enough for him to get the move done. We'll stay on board with this, but Matt has to stamp on the brakes. I think A-Base has got the move done. Yes, indeed. Apex having a look at the inside, but I think... Oh, now... Oh, there's contact between the 2 cars, and they're both gone! They're both incident there. Side by side. Oh, man, that's hard. But... shit happens, and it generally does in F1. So that's compromised both their races, and they've both got serious downforce issues now. They've got wing damage, the pair of them, they're going to have to pit. And that's compromised their strategies. They can probably, at a push, run to the end of the race on those tyres. On the hard compound tyres. Not easy, though. I tend to think A-Base had the move done, going into the right hand. He did go a little bit defensive, a little bit deep, but I think it's a tough one, really. But that moves up Matt to 3rd place, and then there's going to be a few position changes. I think Rufio will be about to pass Apex. Apex is going to have to go into the pits. The base is going right down. Is he still going? He is still going, but he's going the wrong way. Disaster. Disaster there for Lou. But Jono has now joined the fight as well. So we've got Matt, we've got Apex now has decided to stay out. Let's just have a quick look at the broadcast mode. Did Apex get away with it? No, he's missing a front right end plate. He's missing the whole end plate assembly on the right wing. So he's going to be suffering severe downfalls. You'd expect Rufio to make the move done now. Let's jump on board. TV podcast on Rufio. So much more downforce going into the corner. You'd think Apex is going to be a sitting duck here, and a base just to kick him in the balls whilst he's down. Gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Rufio has to back off. Jono gets very, very close and behind. Ralph is also right over the back of Muirhead. Muirhead, good defensive line for there. Looks like he should hold him off going into the 90-degree right-hander at turn 9 or turn 10. It's turn 9. Okay. Andrew Byrne is all over the back of Dean Alex a bit further down the field. We'll just scroll down. AJ's now getting interested in this battle as well. The other AJ, of course. AJ Era, co-founder of Competitive Sim Racing. Ralph looking to have a move from Muir. Muir goes defensive to the inside. Manages to get the line just about. Ralph's got a good drive outside him. Let's have a little look to see going into the section 3. Oh, Muirhead's got it all wrong there. Ralph is going to go side by side. Is anyone going to yield coming into the tunnel? This is going to be very, very interesting. Who is going to have he's going to be bracing the brakes. Muirhead gets the line correct and maintains 7th place. That was extremely close there, ladies and gents. But as you can see, AJ is just keeping a watching brief. He's going to see if these two will tangle, make a mistake. Here we go with DRS, probably the most pointless DRS on DRS on any track. It really needs to be down the Esplanade. I think the DRS on this track not there. Oh, Muir getting a bit sideways there. That's going to allow Ralph to surely make a move going up the Raffles Boulevard with DRS. In fact, Ralph's got a bad line out there. AJ's carrying a lot of overspeed here. Is AJ going to send up the inside? He's going to have to get heavy on the brakes. No. They maintain position there. It's a great battle here for 7th place. Further upfield, Rufio is still stuck behind Apex. Jono, though, has got past him. Austin has got past Sniper's Ghost Car. Yep, okay, just double checking that. We'll stay on board this battle for 9th, 8th and 7th at the moment. The gap staying pretty static, 4/10 of a second between Syke and Towley at the front. Bob says the DRS is not as pointless as at Monaco. Indeed. Monaco is a track I firmly believe should be bombed, torn up, thrown into the sea, courtesy of the big tsunami, and wiped off the racing calendar forever. That's just my point of view. It's a disgusting track. It's not a race track. Well, we can keep it in the game just for you, Bob. Okay, we've got a car coming to the pits. That's got to be Apex, surely coming to the pits. Yes, it is. Here we go with the pointless DRS. Oh, AJ. Wow. Oh, that was so close there, Ralph. Because Bry is he's just letting cars through. He's currently being lapped. Got yellows as well. I think the yellows were for Bry actually, as well as the blues. Again, AJ had a lot of speed, as you can see in that Ferrari, running a little bit less downforce possibly than Ralph. Not quite close enough to move. New ahead in front, going defensive. Because the moment I want to go back into the battle for the lead, the moment I go off it, something's going to happen here. You know, it's just the way it goes. AJ a little bit deep there as they come up St Andrews Road, up towards the bridge section. You hear from AJ there doing high rev downshifts, using a lot of engine braking there. As they come across the bridge down the Esplanade now, Ralph is getting really close. Just to jump on board of Ralph, is he going to be close enough to make a move here, possibly? It's pretty close there. Steve Clarkson, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Beer and Kebab's gaming community, courtesy of CSR and RF1. Pull up a chair to the bar and help yourself to an ice-cold beer. As Ralph comes to the tunnel, he's really pressurising Muirhead, but Muirhead's, I think, driving a solid race so far, a really good defensive drive. He's not cracking under the pressure as of yet. Commentator's curse notwithstanding. In fact, Muir comes into the pits. He's done a good job there. Good stint there for Muir. And that's going to fit a bit of lag there for Ralph's car. It's going to allow AJ though to have a run at Ralph. You just tend to get the impression that AJ should be able to pass Ralph. In fact, certainly when Ralph goes sideways, oh, he almost runs into the side of AJ as well, just for good measure. Ralph will have DRS, I think, though, but I think AJ's got such good straight line speed. Let's see what he can do with DRS. Is he going to close up on AJ? Not really. A little, perhaps, maybe a car length, but that's it. Muirhead, as we say, in the pits. Let's scroll down. Let's have a look and see how else we've got out and about on track at the moment. We've got Apex back on track now. He's got a fresh wing. In fact, they've got a real battle here for the lower points place. He's got Apex all over the back of Vulcan, who will have DRS on Muirhead, who has got DRS on Austin. Oh, Apex just routed his left front into the wall. Has he taken any wing damage from that one? We're about to find out. He's got DRS on Vulcan. Late on the brakes. Vulcan gives him room. And Apex gives him room back as well. Good to see. Oh, Muirhead getting a big bang on the curb there. That's compromised him. As I come up the Andrews Road, Apex might have a run at him here. This will be mightily brave them under the brakes. Is he going to try it? No, he's going to slip back in behind him. Sensible driving there from Apex. This is great stuff here. So comes the Anderson Bridge. Apex going for a wide entrance for almost like a slingshot. Austin under serious pressure. Oh, Muirhead's gone into the wall. He's lost an end plate. That was weird. He seemed to almost like drive into it. I think Apex is going to surely get the move done now. Watch it from Muirhead's perspective. Yeah, he's letting go there. I don't think he had a lot of choice there. Towley and Rufio are in the pits, as is Ralph. Poz's DNF'd. Unlucky dude. Oh man. Apex so really got the bit between his teeth after the incident with the base earlier on. And oh, what a great move. What a fantastic move by Apex. He's done it before the final corner. Austin's going to try and hold it in there. That was a brilliant move, ladies and gents. That was such an opportunistic move and very, very brave. Muirhead has got wing damage. He's had to stay out there because he's only just come out of the pits. So that's Muir's race really compromised. Oh, he's going to have to be careful because he's losing downforce there. Sniper's in the pits, or at least his AI's in the pits, I should say. Let's jump on some broadcast mode just momentarily, see what's going on there. We've got Andrew Byrne coming through Muirhead. Andrew Byrne gets the job done. Good move from Andy B there, using all the DRS. What a battle we've got there for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. 4 cars. We've got a McLaren, 2 Renaults and a damaged Haas. But Muir, of course, losing his end plate, he's just come out of the pits, so he's quite... I don't know, I think he might as well just come in, really. I mean, he's just going to go backwards on those hard tyres, and he's picking up, as you can see, he's picking up penalties now. I wonder if Poz, I don't know if, because I've just seen Poz retire, I don't know if Poz wants to come and jump in and into the party, if you're around, Poz. You might not feel like it though, to be honest. I've had a great race, but if you're more than welcome if you want to come jump in. The two Renaults going at it. Andy B. Oh, let's go on to TV pod mode. This is going to be exciting. Can Austin defend? And come into the tunnel. Turns 18-19. Oh, Andy B, as ever, looking extremely feisty in that banana car. Will his teammate let him through? He doesn't have to. Oh, God! No, the 2 Renaults have collided. Vulcan went straight. Oh no! Vulcan went straight at Austin's ass. T-boned his car, and Andrew Byrne went straight into him. Disaster. Disaster. Oh no. Towley's picked up a penalty. Right, we're going to jump up through the leaderboard because Sykes yet to pit, but Towley has pitted. Now, are we going to see a multi-21 here? AJ and Talia. And so, because Bry's also retired from session, they're starting to fall, ladies and gentlemen. Is AJ going to let him through? Is he going to make him sweat for his position? Of course, AJ yet to make his stopped. Is that the multi-21? AJ's not making it easy for him. Talia's going quite deep, but gets the move done. I think AJ, bit of assistance there as well. Didn't fight him too hard, but AJ gets the move done at the 4th. There we go so far. Tribus is the chat. Can you put the person who is streaming POV in chat? Actually, he has retired. That was possibly declared, but he has retired from the session, so I'm not sure. He's certainly not streaming anymore in terms of his POV. Whether he's still streaming, I don't know. Let me just double check for you. In fact, let me just drop onto a battle first. Ralph, Austin, and Vulcan. I think Potter's gone offline actually. Yep, looks like it. Okay, so we're looking at the battle for the lower positions at the moment. Andrew Byrne and the base. Has the base got through? Andy B in the pits. He must have had some wing damage. Only done six laps on those tyres. Of course, yeah, the crash with this team. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. There's going to be fisticuffs behind behind the Renault garage, I think, at the end of this race. That's for sure. The interesting thing is, I want to see where Syke feeds back in when he pits. Yeah, Apex there and Captain Ruffiel. We will keep our eye on Syke on the leaderboard to see when he pits, because obviously he's in the battle. He's going for an overcut on Towley. This just about the closest battle on track at the moment. Muir, of course, still running on knackered, well, on hard compound tyres with a knackered front wing. Oh, it's a nice view there from Cody's. And I think we got... Did I see a drop of rain? Did I just see a drop of rain? It's raining, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Now it's going to get even spicier. Rain is falling here at the Singapore Street Circuit. This track, as we saw in qualifying, gets greasy very quickly. Oh, now it gets interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Now for Syke, does Syke pit now, or what does he do? What does he do? Julke's in the pits. He has to. His tyres are absolutely shot. He's going to have to. Julke might as well go into the softs, if anything. I'd say. If he's forced to pit, he's gone out the inters already. Oh, wow! Ladies and gents, I'm just going to drop onto Didcot's car because he has come out on the inters. Now this does seem early for the inters. Surely he's going to cook. He's going to melt these tyres in about 300 yards. Surely. We're on TV pod mode. I just want to stick on by with him just to see how it handles. But surely he's going to be cooking those tyres. And Ralph's done the same though. Ralph's done the same. Andy B there is going to be cursing because he just pitted to put softs on after the wing damage. He's basically lost the pit stop. Let's see what it's like under braking. Okay, yeah. Oh, Pos, man. Unlucky dude. I'll give you... Yeah, come here. Is it... Group hug for you, mate. Right, so Didcot and Ralph have decided to go... They've spun the dice and gone for the inters. Well, I think that was out of necessity rather than choice, simply because they'd run out of mediums, they ran out of tyres. Those tyres had just screamed for mercy. Maybe it might end up being an absolute golden call. We'll keep an eye on the timing screens, but Julke is dropping back from Vulcan. And Ralph is also dropping back from Austin as well. So DRS, of course, still activated, so no reason for these guys to pit yet. I think the inter runners, as I mentioned, they've rolled the dice, but it's too soon. Good man, Poz. Indeed. If you want to come and jump in the party, mate, you're more than welcome. As we see Apex and Rifio going side by side, I think Apex has got the move done. Yes, indeed he has. Still showing there's still some... Well, there was some grip out there. It's just gone. And there goes Apex's end plate. Oh dear. Oh, commentator's curse. Yes, indeedy. Now, Lou's going to catch these guys pretty quickly. It'll be interesting to see if we see another battle between Apex and Lou. As you can see, the track is definitely getting wet there. You can see that. I think we're going to see a round of pit stops very, very shortly. Andy B's in and has put the Indus on. He's made another stop. Oh my god, that's about 3 stops in about 6 laps. Did Sniper get back in? No, Sniper's ghosting around in hards. It's wet. Jono's in the pits making his scheduled stop. What's Syke doing? Syke is still out and about. We'll jump on board with Syke to see what grip he's got. Still on that original set of mediums. Oh, Syke's running out of grip. The gap between Syke and Matt is 11 seconds. It's gradually been building up. I mean, Syke, as he always does, just showing some phenomenal pace. But Towley has caught up, but of course, basically, I mean, Syke in essence has almost got a free pit stop. Towley is all over the back of Matt though. Matt starting to really struggle. He's done 16 seconds on 16 laps. 16 seconds. 16 laps on those tyres. I'd expect Towley to make a move. He's all just rubbing the rear wheel there of Matt's car, almost pushing him through as Towley moves up into second place. But that is, it's gift wrap the race to Syke. You've got to say, unless the rain's going to ease off again. But we've got cars coming in. Rufio's coming in for a pit. A base is coming in. Vulcan's come in. Muirhead's come back in for the pits as well. What's Syke going to do now? Surely it's time to pits. We're seeing rain, rivulets of rain come down. Yeah, Syke comes into the pits. He is making his stop. Has Towley got enough grip to stay out for another lap? He's on 5-lap-old mediums. Are they still warm enough? No, Towley's coming in. So the rain has caught a couple of drivers out. It's just the luck of the draw of the rain sometimes. Matt comes in now. Eyes on AJ. He is on the hard tyre. He is going to have to pit, surely. Oh, now what's happened there? Matt's jumped Towley in the pits. Did Towley have a stop-go penalty? 5 seconds? Oh, no. It's because, yeah, okay, that's it. Self-explanatory. Matt was much further down the pit lane. I was like thinking, Jesus Christ, what happened there? So Towley, Syke comes out in first. The gap is going to be, what, about 15 seconds? Something about that once he gets up to speed. AJ's in the pits. Matt's in third place. Jono in fourth at the moment with a great drive there. AJ coming out of the pits in fifth. I think, yeah, he's going to be comfortably ahead of Captain Rufio. We've already seen a few cars. He was paused. It confused me because he flashed up, and I was like, yeah, because he has the Williams is right at the back of the pit lane. Right, Rufio comes into the pits. He's got wing damage. Oh man, that's compromised his race totally. Oh, what's wrong with this? What the hell have I done here? Oh, there we go. Right, but further down the field, we've got some battling here. Apex sliding all over the place, thrown out. Apex pitted and put mediums on. That's got to be a mistake. He surely forgot to set the tyres. Surely he forgot to set the tyres. Here comes Julku. This is going to be meat and drink. Apex has got to let these guys through, surely, because he's on the wrong tyre. Oh, he's trying to fight it, man. Oh, my God. Oh, here comes Lou and Apex again. Oh, my God. Apex looks like, oh my God, I can't watch. Oh, he's done it again. They've done it again. Oh man, that's silly. Did Apex get away with it this time? Yeah, I think that's karma. To be fair, I think that's a case of karma. Not sure Apex on the wrong tyres in the wet should, in just this my opinion, I say it as I see it, he should not have been fighting Lou. Lou's on the right tyre. Apex is on, he might have been driving around with tyres of glass. Do you know what I mean? He should not have been fighting position there. I mean, he looked to be still be in control of his car. Maybe I'm being over critical and he wasn't in control of his car, but that begs the question, why didn't he pit at the end of the last lap? I don't know. All part of the inquest after the race. We're on board a Vulcan at the moment, who is a second down on A base. Jono picks up the penalty. Yeah, I totally agree, Boz. You know, I'm just trying to be diplomatic. What the fuck were you doing? You know what I mean? Oh man, there he is at the moment, cutting a rather sad figure at the moment in the Red Bull. He's just, oh dear, it's Tokyo Drift. It's Tokyo Drift. Oh, is he going to make this? I've got to stay on board with this. He's going to make the corner. Oh, just about. As a pedestrian overtakes him. Coming up to the tunnel. Oh, is he going to make the tunnel? Yeah, he does, yeah. Oh, a bit of a wobble there, oversteer. He's fighting this car so hard. Please pit. Please pit your car. Ralph picks up a penalty. Is he going to make the pit lane, or is he going to overshoot it? Oh, he's just about going to make it. Yeah, Apex is in the pits. Finally makes it. Okay, let's have a quick rundown, ladies and gentlemen, because we are out of kilter at the moment. Right, Syke is 13 seconds clear of Towley. Let's get it on broadcast mode. It was about 12.3, I believe, when they come out of the pits. Matt's about 4 seconds behind Towley. Brian's left the session. Jono currently in 4th in the McLaren. AJ is in 5th place, 18 seconds down. And then we've got a base who's got Vulcan just behind him. That's the closest battle on track at the moment. We're getting close to lap cars then as well. I'm not sure how far up Syke has lapped. I'd say possibly up as far as Austin, maybe. Not too sure. Anyways, we'll stay on board with this battle at the moment. This is the closest battle on track between Vulcan and Lou. We're about what, 2/3 race distance. We've got another 11 laps to go, including the one they are on. Fatty8CLC, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Pull up the chair to the bar, help yourself to a beer. Towley lost it because of the rain. Yeah, absolutely. The rain came just at the wrong time for Towley. I mean, Syke was looking to extend the run to try and go for an overcut, but yeah, you're absolutely right. The rain came at the wrong time for Towley. Of course, it's not over yet. Anything can happen, but you do tend to think that that was bad timing by the weather. Sectors 3 yellows, is that a lapped car? Yeah, Syke's coming up to the back of Sniper, so that was Ralph being lapped there, and then he's got Austin just in front of him. So of course Sniper's AI car at the moment. He left the session a long time ago. I want to watch Austin though, because of course we've got this new stupid thing from Codemasters where they've got this ghosting feature on, which is a complete pile of horse shit. So we are relying on the cars that are about to be lapped to do the right thing. So we're going to watch Austin. Yeah, Austin's car is ghosting as per the new patch. Well done, Codemasters. Top job. Fucking tosses. Let's see if Austin gets out of the way now. Here's where he has to get out of the way. Oh, Poz is still watching this because Austin needs to be getting out of the way now. Is he going to get out of the way? Yes, he does. Well done, Austin. That's what we like to see. Left it a little bit late, but you did the right thing. Well done, dude. Because, of course, as streamers now, we're going to be eagle-eyed looking for that person who does not get out the way, and then we say, penalty, motherfucker. So the lead's extended out to 14.7 seconds. Matt, though, by the way, is just closing up the tally by maybe a sort of 10th a lap. Jono having a solid drive there, currently in 4th place. AJ in 5th in the Ferrari. Looking like good points here for Team Ferrari as it stands at the moment. That's what, 28 points they're on for at the moment. A big gap then back to Base, who had, of course, had the incident with Apex earlier on, and he's just picked up a 3-second penalty for running that curve. Bit harsh, baby. He's opening up a gap on Vulcan, who has dropped 3 seconds down. And we've got Julkut currently sat in 8th place at the moment, and then we've got Muirhead 9th. Of course, Muir had also the incident earlier on. We see to drive into the Esplanade wall by his own hands. It was really weird. He just sort of go straight to the wall. Anyways, Austin in 10th. He's now lapped. Now, Syke is going to be coming up to Muirhead shortly soon. Ralph all over the back of Austin and then Snipers AI. So we'll jump on this battle. This is the last point scoring position between Ralph and Austin. Syke gets a 3-second penalty. Ooh, Ralph very late on the brakes there. Or is Austin just really struggling in these conditions? 3-second time penalty for Apex as well. Austin goes defensive. That's going to allow Ralph to do a slingshot round up the... a bit of a wobble there, a bit of oversteer. Up the Ruffles Boulevard. Of course, this is normally the place with DRS you can overtake. No DRS, of course, in these tricky wet weather conditions. Oh, Ralph's very late on the brakes again. Oh, what was Austin? Was Austin letting him through? Austin was letting him through. Okay. He was outside by Ralph. Ralph just forced his way through there. Austin let him through. Alright, let's go back up the leaderboard. The gap's extended now to 16 seconds between Syke and Towley. Syke has lapped everyone up to... where now? Where is Muirhead on track in relation to Syke? Right, Syke's coming into the tunnel. Muirhead's in the tunnel. Where is Syke in relation? Oh, he's still some way back at the moment. Okay, so he's lapped Ralph. We saw that. So Syke's lapped everybody up to 9th place. Now Muirhead is closing up on Julkut. The gap was 3.7 seconds between Julkut and Muirhead for 8th place. Muir looking happier at the moment on these tyres than these conditions than Julkut. But these conditions, ladies and gents, they are very, very testing. It has to be said. I mean, Singapore, the dry, the best of times is fucking hard work in the wet. Holy Christ! Ralph, by the way, since overtaking Austin's opened up 3 seconds in 2/3 of a lap. We'll stay on board with Muir. In fact, we'll go on to that's from broadcast mode. We'll stick it on Jules. Overhead view from Codemasters in the Alpha. The God car. Muirhead within 1 second, as you can see now. 5 DNF so far, ladies and gents. Andy B, Bry, Pos, Dean, and Bingers. There are your DNF so far. Will there be any more to add? I tell you what, guys in the chat, we seem to, from what I gather, we've had a lot of rain at Singapore in this race weekend so far. Seems to be an awful lot of rain from what I've heard. These two have a real good battle now. Julkut and Didcot will jump on board with Muir on his TV pod mode. So coming towards the tunnel. Lap 23 out of 31, 8 laps to go, including the lap they're on. Excuse me. Muir getting ever closer here. Trying to really pile on the pressure into Didcot, trying to force Didcot into making an error somewhere. Didcot running there out onto the painted stuff. He's going to lose grip out there, that's for sure. As they come into turn 1. Big downshift there for Muir. Excuse me. Yeah, Muir's gone deep. He's gone too deep there. That's going to cost him half a second. I tell you what, Jock, your prediction earlier on, mate, is spot on so far. But how many races have we got left after this one? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15. So we've got, what, 6 races left after this one? Tell you what, Syke, the way he's going, is getting very clean. He's right on the cusp of taking the championship. Muirhead lay on the brakes as he came up the Andrews Road there. Coming up through the Anderson Bridge, the tight left-hand hairpin onto the Espenlaard. Can he get the drive? No, Jalkut's got a good drive out of there. Should maintain position as long as he doesn't run it too deep at the next 90-degree right-hander. Bit of a wobble there from both cars. Starting to really struggle with the conditions. Of course, also the question is, will this set of inters last to the end of the race? Oh, Muirhead had a look at the inside there. I think it was almost an involuntary look at the inside of Jalkut. He was trying to brake in time. Now the interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, is it looks like the rain has stopped. So I'm wondering whether anyone would actually want to be coming in. Yeah, Vulcan's come in, he's put the slicks back on, he's gone for the soft compound tyre, deciding to roll the dice. The track will dry. It's not the quickest drying track in the world though, but it will dry. Hairy balls, mate, not fucking crystal. Quality job, quality man. Top Scottish banter. Towley picks up a penalty, 3-second penalty. Sykes into the pits, he's gone for the softs. Yeah, he thinks it's ready. Of course, DRS not been enabled yet. The question is, the softs is the right. Oh no, Muir's going to have a run up here. Is it going to be an instant? Whether they're going to make it safely through? They make it safely through. Towley's in the pits as well. That gives Matt the lead. And now, this makes it interesting. Can these cars possibly stay out? Can they find enough grip? Is there enough moisture left on the track? We've got yellows in sector 1. That is Apex, I think. And Austin being lapped. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Stewards, have a look at that one. Neglect. How you doing, fella? Yeah, the move is ongoing, mate. But I'm here. I'm live in Singapore. It's going great, mate. Thanks for asking, dude. Rufio has left the session. Right, Syke is through Jono and Austin now. Towley is about, how far behind Jono is he? 16.6. So it's as you were, back to the gap between Syke and Towley as you were. The question is for Matt, can he find enough puddles on the track to keep going until the end of the race? This is the interesting thing. Matt, I'm going to keep a careful eye on that timing screen. In fact, yeah, Syke's not gaining on Matt. I just wonder if Matt might have pulled a master stroke by staying out. There's 6 laps to go, and at the moment we're not quite at the crossover. The inters are still faster than the slicks at the moment. Yeah, Neglects, we've had a cracker here, mate. We've had... no, Matt's coming in. He's... Oh, that's a shame. I guess his inters are just they're just cooked. That's such a shame, because I thought just for a moment there he might better do a sensation and stay out and take the victory. But that's going to drop him down. He'll drop back down behind Towley. So Syke is again back on leaders. So Matt will... Jono's in the pits. Towley's just come around the last corner now, so Towley will jump the pair of them. And Matt's coming down the pit straight. Because the Williams is the last car to come out, so this could be pretty close. There is Matt's car, but I think Towley's just going to come out in front. He does, but I tell you what, I reckon he might have a battle in his hands. Matt's going to have the bit between his teeth. The track has actually dried out surprisingly quickly. Muirhead is still out on the inters. He's about a minute 30 down. Yellow's in sector 2. That's probably a lap car, I would imagine. Can't see anything obvious on the timing screen. Austin's in the pits. AJ is in the pits, putting the slicks on. On board of Matt, as you can see Towley in front of him. Yeah, the new home's alright. You had to It's a little bit smaller than the last house, Jock. But yeah, it's cosy. It's cosy. It's just a shame the previous tenants left it like a fucking bomb had gone off in it. And being ex-military, of course, I take my, when it comes to clean houses, I take it quite a bit of pride. So I wasn't very impressed at the state of the house, mate. But the wife, she's done a lot of cleaning. I've been doing a lot of humping and dumping. And between us and the in-laws, we're getting the job done. Right, Muirhead's going to the pits. This is going to be the battle to watch to see if Matt can do anything about Towley. The gap, 2.2 seconds. Towley's got a back marker he's coming up to, which is, I'm just going to try and get it on the screen. Who is that in front? Is that Austin? No, it's a Red Bull. It could be Ralph, actually. Is that Ralph's car? Or is it Apex? Can't quite see. I've got a feeling that's Ralph. Jock, I have got a gaming room. It's also known as the kitchen. It is Ralph's car. Okay. Yep, I'm currently in the kitchen. I've got my green screen behind me though, so it's like a kitchen diner. So I've got the green screen behind me. It seems to be working much better than it has before. Though my chair's a bit funky coloured over, as you can see behind me. But yeah, I'm actually using the green screen. If I move if I move this way, you can actually see the edge of the green screen right behind me. No, hang on, right there. It's a circular green screen that fits on the back of my gaming chair. I would like several beers, thanks, Jock, but not for a couple of days yet, mate. Still got a lot of moving to do yet, and that a million boxes to bring across yet, dude. And Matt is catching Towley. The gap 1.4. Sorry about the cough, guys. I've got a bit of a head cold, a bit of a chest as well. Need to give up smoking, I reckon. We've got 4 laps to go, ladies and gents, plus this one. And I think we've got a real battle on here between second and first. Gap between first and second, 9.6 seconds. We'll give you a quick rundown of the drivers. We've got to say there is Matt in third. We will keep an eye on that time on the screen. Jono currently in fourth. AJ in fifth. A base by lapping earlier, picked himself up a nice little undercut. He's not going to catch AJ, but he did gain 5 seconds. He's moved well clear of Vulcan. He was currently sat in 7th place. We've got Jilku in 8th. We've got Muirhead in 9th. Ralph in 10th. Sniper 11th. Apex 12th. Back in the pits again. He's had a disaster. Austin 13th. But let's jump back on Matt, who's getting closer and closer and closer to Towley. It's 0.5 of a second. With DRS course now activated. Yeah, absolutely neglects. Yeah, food and beer within reach. Absolutely, dude. Ah, no problems, Riffio, man. No problems. No problems. Kids come first, mate. Always. Muirhead, by the way, is right behind Julku as well as they battle for 8th place. We're going to stay on board this battle there between Matt and Towley with 3 laps plus this one. This is looking really close. Yeah, let's have a look at Towley's car. Possible wing damage, says Bob. Let's have a little look. See if there's anything missing. Yes, left front end plate is missing. He is going to be very, very vulnerable now. Good spot there from Bob the builder. Left front end plate, as you can see, missing this. He's going to have to do the defensive drive of his life, but he's going to be so vulnerable. I think the DRS straight here up the Raffles Boulevard is where it's going to be done, because the simple fact is Towley won't be able to turn his car in. But is Matt going to do it early? Matt's not. Oh, there's contact. Whoa! Towley's had to run off there. What's happened there? Yeah, Matt's let Towley through. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair, guys. Fastest lap is Towley with 1:39.7 as it stands at the moment. There you go. We've got 2 plus the lap they're on, ladies and gents. Towley, Syke has extended his lead to 15 seconds. Towley is trying to fight off Matt with wing damage. Jono in 4th, AJ in 5th, A-Base in 6th, Vulcan 7th, Viewer 8, Didcot 9, Ralph 10. Those are our point scorers. Of course, Sniper's AI, he left the session a long time ago, internet connection problems. Austin 12th and Apex 13th. DNFs this race for Rufio, as he explained. With the kids, Andy B, Bry, Pos, Dean and Bingers are the DNFs so far. As we have 2 laps to go, plus this final lap. As you saw there, Towley's got the fastest lap at the moment, at 139 point something or other. Oh, I was going to sit back in the chair a little bit, my back is killing me. Right then, Matt is trying to size up the place to me. We've got a back mark. Is that a back marker there somewhere? We've got blue flags. Excuse me. Right, let's jump on board with TV pod mode for Matt as he eyes up the move here on town. He's got the DRS here. Is now going to be the time. I think he's got it done. Yeah, that could be. Towley fought him as hard as he could, but he's at a real disadvantage here with any right-hand corner like now. He just really loses the downforce, as you can see. And meanwhile, by the way, Jono, I think still might be interested. He is about 2.5 seconds down on Towley. Can he? As you can see, there is Towley and Matt in the distance just in front of him as they come round onto the Nickel Highway down towards Stamford Road. Apex, there you go, Jono has just set the fastest lap of the race with 38.0. So there we have the situation at the moment. Syke is our leader at the moment. The gap of 13 seconds now. Syke's gap did come down a bit. No damage though. As he comes into the tunnel for the penultimate time. How's the stream, by the way, fellas? How's it been playing tonight? Is it no buffering? All good? You can give some feedback, that'd be great. Oh, Sykes lost it, he spun it! Whoa, coming out the last corner, he spun the car now. Now, where's Matt? Matt's coming around the final corner. This is going to make life very interesting. There is Sykes' car, and Sykes got to get his tyres back up. He's going to have flat spots all over the place. Can Matt pull off a sensational victory? Wow! It's all happening here on the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. Syke with the big spin. Of course, Syke will spin it, no pun intended. They deliberately did it, but here comes Matt. This is sensational stuff. Matt takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix on the very last lap. Syke will say it was a deliberate spin because he was bored and wanted to race somebody, but I think he made a big boo-boo. Matt is absolutely flying in the Williams. Seeing a Williams lead a Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, wow, that's something you don't see very often. That's the view back from Sykes Squares. Towley sat in third, and say Jono has caught Towley very quickly. Towley suffering, of course, from the wing damage. Jono can smell blood as well. He's pushing there. Don't worry about the Nightbot. It's a pile of shit. I thought I'd taken it off, actually, Bob. But Matt comes at the tunnel for the final time. The gap 1.1. Surely making no mistakes. This is going to happen. This is going to happen here. Jono is all over the back of Towley, but he's running out of corners. Here comes Matt coming out to the final corner to take the checkered flag and victory, at least for now. Matt takes the checkered flag and takes the victory, and he does take the victory indeed. Sykes got penalties now. What about Towley and Jono? Jono has passed him. Yes, no, he didn't pass him, but he took third place on penalty countback. Towley gets fourth place, unlucky. A great drive there from Towley, but really hampered with that wing damage. AJ is the next car. Wow, Matt takes the win. Get on, Matt. Here comes AJ to take a solid drive. Oh, he just bangs the wall there, but generally a solid drive to take fifth place. The lobby's looking a bit glitchy there. AJ takes 5th here for the Ferrari, for 4th and 5th. Here comes Lou. Still got some way to go actually, just coming to sector 3. Has opened up the 14-second gap over Vulcan. Sniper, Austin and Apex of course lapped cars. Ralph of course with the instant, the psych managed to unlap himself. Oh man. I was wondering whether he did deliberately psych because he got bored. Oh, the base has done the same! Base has done the same! Wow! Final corner now! How far back is Vulcan? Oh, the base is going to go backwards across the line and surely get disqualified. What's he doing? Here comes Vulcan! Vulcan takes 6th. The base finishes in 7th in the end. Wow, what an end to the race. Here comes Jilku, who's stuck at it. Oh my god, is there going to be a crash there? No, he manages to feed to the Tukas. Oh, Muirhead just gets through without wiping them out. Right, here comes Ralph. Ralph gets through for the final point, scoring place. That was an entertaining end to the race. Oh, what is carnage there as Ralph goes into the back of the Alpha of Dick Cart, I think it is. Wow, what a race. I love it when there's fucking carnage in the last couple of laps. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was an exciting race. We'll just watch the guys with their virtual fucking champagne. Oh man, that's a wicked end to the race there, ladies and gents. Alright, no interviews, of course. Actually, well, we'll tell you, if the guys want to come in for an interview, they're more than welcome. If they want to come in and say hello. If Matt wants to come in and, you know, he's more than welcome. We don't normally do interviews on a Saturday, but Matt, if you can hear me, you can come and jump in. But we'll give you a quick rundown anyway of the final position. So Matt takes the win there for the Williams. Syke in 2nd place. Jono 3rd. They're brilliant podium for Jono. Towley, the wing damage, hampering in big style there. Finished with a very, very respectable 4th place finish. AJ in 5th, Vulcan 6th, A-Base in 7th, Jilku in 8th, Muirhead in 9th, Ralph 10th. Congratulations to all those point scorers. Snipers AI finished 11th, Austin 12th, and Apex, who had a race I think he'll probably want to forget. It's a shame because he was showing some good pace early on in 13th. And then DNFs for Rufio, Andy B, Bry, Poz, Dean and Bingers. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was an absolute epic Singapore Grand Prix, and the racing weekend is not finished yet because we're back here tomorrow night, a bit earlier tomorrow night. In fact, I'm presuming we're back here tomorrow night at the same time for the Division 1 Grand Prix, but of course we do have the real life Grand Prix in America. Now I'm not sure how that's going to affect timings, if indeed it does, whether we just go ahead at normal race time. I have no idea. As the stream's gone well, which is the good news, I will be back tomorrow night in my regular slot on a Sunday. If the timings change, I will let you guys know if anything happens, but as far as I know, it's 8:45 stream intro for a 9 PM Q1 start. If anything changes, I'll stick it up on the Twitch channel in the form of an event, and we'll let you know. But yeah, that was an absolute epic race. Well done, Vulcan, by the way. Lou, you were unlucky, dude. The instant with Apex earlier on, you were fighting hard, and I thought you had that position covered off, mate. Vulcan 6th place, mate. Well done. First time in the points. Top job. But yeah, really entertaining race. Kept us all of us here in the chat well entertained. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. Cheers to the follows and the resubs, much appreciated. And that's about it for tonight. But don't forget to say, unless anything happens, the timing's changed, I will be back around about 9 o'clock ish tomorrow night for the RRF1 Division 1 Elite Superstar Grand Prix around Singapore, and I'm sure they're going to give an absolutely thrill-tastic performance here at the Singapore Street Circuit. But on behalf of all the guys here racing tonight, on behalf of CSR Competitive Sim Racing, thanks very much for watching, ladies and gents, and we'll see you in about 24 hours time. But for now, it is a very good night.